Hello and welcome to another episode of the Fabienne Show, where we empower you to take up more space, use your voice, increase your standards in business, in life, so that you increase your impact and create a delicious life for yourself. And today I want to talk about two things. The first thing is the day that my heart chakra burst open and how this guides really everything that I do in my life and how I lead the hundreds of women who work with me every year in Bold Heart around their business, their life, etc. And I want to explain what happened during the Focaccia incident to you. So let's start with the heart chakra. I want to take you back to when I was in my late 20s and I had just opened my first business, which was a holistic nutrition practice out of my teeny tiny apartment in New York City. It was my very first business. And along with my holistic nutrition school friends, we decided to do, this is going to seem like I'm oversharing, but we decided to do a liver and gallbladder cleanse where we basically stopped eating a lot of things and really cleaned up our diet. And the idea was to clean out the liver, and which is where every emotion is stored. And so I'm playing this game along with my friends, and we're holding each other accountable. And about halfway through the week, we were going to do this for about a week, I could not sleep one night. And it's like 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'm tossing and turning and feeling so uncomfortable. And I decided to go to my sofa thinking perhaps I will sleep better there. And I'm lying there, still tossing and turning. And all of a sudden, it's as if, I don't even know how to describe this to you because it was otherworldly. It's as if the fire hose that firefighters use, a huge jet of water, was pointed to my heart with this incredible force, but it wasn't water that was going through my heart in the middle of the night. It was love. I know how crazy this can sound to some people who don't know much about heart chakras. And I was one of those people who didn't know what was going on. And so here I am laying on my green sofa at 3 in the morning, feeling so uncomfortable. And this huge jet of universal love just shot through me without end, again and again and again. And I was terrified. And I was lying there feeling really conflicted because it was one of the most beautiful feelings that I had ever experienced in my life. It was universal love. It was like cherubs and angels singing and dancing. And it felt like bliss. And I couldn't wait to make it stop. It was overwhelming. It was disturbing. It felt like too much love, too much bliss, and I didn't know how to control it. The very next day, while we had been detoxing for several days as a group, I started to tox. I'm embarrassed to say it, but it's true. I just wanted this overwhelming love to stop. It was uncontrollable. And so whatever it is that I had stopped eating, I started eating again. I started drinking wine again, whatever it was, I wanted it to stop. And I started thinking about this. First, I put it out of my mind for several weeks and several months. And then I started thinking about this 6 months later and asking myself, why did I stop the love and the bliss? Isn't that what we all want? Just to feel accepted, to feel loved, to feel like part of something bigger than ourselves, to feel just, blissful and satisfied and fulfilled. That was what I was feeling, but it was uncontrollable. And I guess I was asking myself, why did I stop that? Where do I, in other parts of my life, stop the abundance from coming into my life? I thought a lot about what having it all means, all the love, all the abundance, and where do I stop it and why? And so for months and years after, I really started examining my life. What does it mean to have it all? Is it really about the 4 cars in the garage, the big house, all the things that I eventually accumulated, thinking that's what bliss and abundance and having it all meant, and realizing that what I really wanted was love and abundance. And so in examining my life over all these years, the answer to almost every question is, will I allow in more abundance? And where do I stop and why? What does it mean for me to have it all? What does it mean for you to have it all? Or why are we buying into somebody else's version of having it all? Or what are our values? What are the things that make us happy? And do we allow those things into our life? And could we raise our standards? And the word allow here is something that I really want to put forth to you. What I'm noticing is this world is actually really abundant. There is an abundance of opportunity. There is an abundance of money. Even though we are conditioned to not think that, there is an abundance of love and beauty everywhere. Should we seek it out and should we accept it? And so I started questioning so many things about my life over the years is, where do I stop allowing really good things because of other people? Where do I not speak up for what I want? And so this leads me to the Focaccia incident. And I'll also use some business examples. So you may know that now I live in France. 8 years ago, when I was in a place in my life where it seemed like I had it all, in my business, with my life, with my wonderful husband, my 3 kids, there's part of me that felt empty. Literally, you could look at every area of my life and think, oh, she's got it going on. But there was a piece that wasn't filled, and it was internal and intangible and unnameable. And so this is a story for another day, but Derek, my husband, and I and our 3 kids decided to move to Paris, France for 1 year to just see what it would be like to live here. And I moved here, and a few years later, I walked into this boulangerie, this bakery, if you will, and I asked for a piece of focaccia because I wanted to serve it with an Italian meal that I was serving for my kids. And this woman grabs her tongs and she reaches out, and of all the pieces of focaccia that were laid out, she grabs the one focaccia with this huge black bubble, burnt bubble, which looked like a big black pimple to me. And that's the one she's about to put in the bag, where all the other pieces of focaccia were just like golden and dusted with herbe de Provence and tomatoes, and they all looked lovely. And she gives me the one piece that has this huge eruption of black burnt stuff on it. And I said, "Excusez-moi, madame, excuse me, may I have another piece and not that piece?" And she looked up at me, tongs in hand, and gave me this evil eye as if I was to accept whatever she would give me because that's the way it went. Meanwhile, I'm thinking inside my head, I don't want to settle for a black pimple on my focaccia. She raised her eyebrows and switched out the piece of focaccia, and then we walked to the cash register, and under her breath, because I speak French, under her breath, I hear her say to her colleague, "Madame est exigeante." And what that means in French is, Madame is demanding. I was a little surprised that she would say that in front of me, obviously, so I could hear it. But I really thought about this as I was paying for new golden fresh focaccia. I said to myself, am I demanding, or do I just have a higher standard? Am I demanding, or am I self-loving? Am I demanding, or do I have this feeling that I deserve better than what somebody else thinks I deserve? And I just want to make it clear that as I'm speaking about myself here, I'm not speaking about myself. I really should be saying, do we deserve, do you deserve a focaccia with a big black eruption volcano? Or do you deserve a beautiful, attractive, photo-worthy, eat-worthy focaccia? I remember when my father was alive a couple of years ago, in his last year, I went and got him a dessert. that he loved. It had strawberries and pistachios on it. And I knew that he was going to love this. And I went to get it. And I could tell that there was a couple pieces that were left over from yesterday. They were a little mangled. And then there was a whole fresh tray that had just been made that morning. And so I asked for the pistachio strawberry thing. And once again, the woman, totally different bakery, the woman goes for the mangled, day-old strawberry thing. And I was like, oh, excusez-moi, madame, but I would like a fresh one. And again, I got this look, but she finally, in a huff, gave me the one that I wanted. And so I ask you, where in your life do you settle for less than absolutely everything? In your business, if you look at the people supporting you, perhaps it's a team member. This is what we work on with the members of Bold Heart. Are you fully supported? Do you have the highest level support possible in your business? Or are you settling? Are you settling because you don't believe that you deserve more, that you can afford more? Is there a client that is mistreating you or calling you on evenings and weekends and expecting you to do work that is unpaid for? Do you undercharge because you wonder if you can charge that much or if they'll pay for it? Do you settle for not only shopping for the dinner for your family, preparing it, setting the table, and then they leave everything in the sink and they expect you to clean it up? Why are we not speaking up here? Are your teenagers still expecting you to do their laundry when they're fully capable of doing it themselves? Where are we feeling like we don't deserve better in business, in life, in our relationships? And why are we not speaking up? Have we been conditioned, especially as women, that, oh, it's not that bad? Or, oh, I'll just do it. It's easier, faster, and I don't want to deal with it. If you think about the heart chakra opening up, with all the abundance in the world that wants to pour into your life, where are you saying no to it? Where are you accepting that subpar piece of focaccia? Where are you accepting somebody to give you that day-old strawberry dessert? And is it a fear of rejection? Is it a fear of criticism? That they will think you're high maintenance? Or is it a self-worth thing? Is it, oh, I don't want to speak up. I don't want to share my wishes with people. Sometimes we internalize what we think people will say. Sometimes we fall in line with what the expectations of our family, our clients, our team, our friends, society as a whole will have. And I just want to give you some food for thought today. Just think about whether you're okay with that, whether you're okay with saying, I don't want so much abundance, whether you're okay with lowering your standards and saying, well, it's okay. I'll just accept less than. Are you falling prey to the stigma that we have in our society that prioritizing oneself is selfish, and that if you speak up or ask for more or expect more, that you'll be seen as high maintenance, not nice, the B word? In business, we women are called bossy, maybe even in our families. But when men do that, they're called decisive or strong. And so as you go through this week, I want you to be aware of the seed that I'm planting as you are showing up with your team, with your clients, maybe with your business partner if you have one, with your spouse, your kids, your neighbors, that PTA. Where are you putting the needs and expectations of others before your own? Where are you not speaking up? And could you find the courage to say, no, I would not like that piece of focaccia or that strawberry pistachio dessert. I would like that one, please. Could you little by little invite the kids to do their own laundry, not being afraid of the backlash, not being afraid of being demanding, but rather coming from this place of, I am worthy of being supported at a higher level? Could you talk to your team about doing things your way or taking more things off your plate? Could you speak up to that client and say, I think we're now going into the territory of scope creep, where I'm working on things that we didn't initially contract for, and I'm working more unpaid hours than I find acceptable. Where can you take up a little bit more space in your life? Ask to get your needs met. We're going to be talking a lot more about this on the Fabienne Show, because I know for a fact that you deserve even more abundance in your life. And perhaps like me, just being a woman walking through this planet in our society, maybe you too have internalized it's not that bad, I'll just accept this. But I want to walk this journey with you, with both of us speaking up a bit more, saying what we want to say, doing what we want to do, and not necessarily saying yes to what others think we should accept. So just my loving thoughts for you today. Thank you for being here with me, and let's continue this conversation in every episode. I would love to hear your comment. What does this mean to you? What parts of your life, your business, are you not allowing it all? And what would happen if you did? Thanks for being here today.